All right, guys, get some NCAA basketball picks and props for Tuesday, March 26th slate of games. Trey, Brooms, start us off.
Yeah, I went 1-0 yesterday. I gave Arkansas State -2.5 versus Montana, and Arkansas State won by 13 points. Really controlled it from tip off to final buzzer. It was a classic no sweater.
Yeah, and I gave out High Point -4.5 going up against Cleveland State. Another no sweater. We were up 20-plus points the majority of the game. So easy play there, 1-0 day, 2-0 at the team. Trey, let's go with the props. I'll just start because we didn't have any luck betting props. I didn't see any props out for these smaller games. If you guys did get one of our props and you bet it, make sure you guys comment because we will take a loss. At least I will because I didn't give it out. Trey, I'll have you give out your guy because he dropped 25.
Yeah, I gave out Wesley Cardet Jr. over his points versus Fairfield. I said he was going to put the team on his back just like he did in the first round. He showed up in the second round, tried to will his team to a victory. He scored 25 points. I couldn't find the line anywhere. #frustrating.
Yep, frustrating night indeed for the player props. All right, let's go to our plays for tomorrow. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, we're going to the NIT quarterfinals here, and I'm going to be talking about Cincinnati going up against everyone's sweetheart, Indiana State. And this is going to be an entertaining game to watch. And with this being a home game for Indiana State, I honestly do expect them to win this game. And that's where I'm going to be going. It even went up a point from whenever I was doing my research. I'm taking Indiana State -3.5 now in this game versus Cincinnati. I believe that they're going to continue their mission here and put up another impressive performance here versus Cincinnati. Over the first two rounds of the NIT, Indiana State, they have dominated some big major programs in Minnesota and SMU, winning those two games by an average score of 89-78. So winning by an average of 11 points per game. And I expect another double-digit win here in this one. With this being a home game, we have to expect the crowd to be going crazy and backing the home team. In Indiana State, they are on a mission, and this is the first time Cincinnati has had to travel during the NIT. Their first two games were home games, and historically, we saw Cincinnati struggle on the road this year. They finished the regular season 4-7 on the road, and I have to expect them to continue to struggle here. Indiana State's offense is simply too elite. They, as a team, shot 50.4% from the field, so over half their shots go in the hoop. I just do not believe Cincinnati has the firepower, especially on the road, to match Indiana State. Give me Indiana State here, -2.5 versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, I like to play there for you, Trey. For my play today, I'm going to be looking at the other NIT game. Georgia going up against my beloved Ohio State. You guys know that I love Ohio State. They needed to beat Illinois in order to get into the big dance. They fell just a little bit short, losing by 3 points, kind of blowing that game towards the end. But they made a run in the NIT tournament. They're only 3 wins away from being the NIT champions. Jake Diebler's been doing a great job as the interim head coach. Hopefully he gets the full-time coaching job. They're going to probably win this game, but I'm not going to lay the 8.5. I think it's too many points. I'm going to take Georgia with the points in this one. Georgia's been playing some great basketball, also getting big wins in the NIT against Xavier and Wake Forest in their last games. A 7-point underdog in the win against Wake Forest as well. That's a huge win for them. Georgia's covered the spread in 6 consecutive games dating back to the regular season. I think they'll cover the spread in this game as well because they rarely have an off night from the field. This team can score in bunches, and whenever they're on their best game, they can play with anybody and play some lockdown defense as well. They only gave up 66 points to Wake Forest, and Wake Forest has a couple of really good players who can pour it in. Ohio State, on the other hand, they're coming off of 2 really good wins against Virginia Tech and Cornell. The Cornell victory, in my mind, was the most impressive of the two because I don't think Virginia Tech's that good of a team. They have been a cover machine also over the last 6 games, covering the spread in 5 of 6. But again, I think it's just too many points with Georgia the way they've been playing. If this was like 4 points that Ohio State had to lay, I'd be all over them. But I'm going to take the 8.5. Neither team wants to go home. I expect a close battle all the way through. Give me Georgia here plus 8.5 as the play. Trey, let's go to those props. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to stay in my same game. I'm going to take Robbie Avila to go over 16.5 points for Cincinnati. I really love this over for Robbie in this game. We are going to see him dominate for Indiana State. That is because he has seemingly put his team on his back throughout this year, averaging 17.1 points per game, which is right at this number. And he has kind of taken a step back during the NIT, only averaging 12 points per game. But I kind of like that because that's giving us this nice discount number here because I expect Robbie to go off for 20-plus points here in this game because we should continue to see him play a ton of minutes and produce a ton of volume. And that's what I love to see in my overs. Yes, Cincinnati, they do have some size in the painted area with 2 7-footers that play significant minutes. But if you watch Robbie play at all this year, you would know that his game is predicated on skill and weaseling his way around the perimeter. And I expect him to have himself a day beyond the arc here. So give me Robbie Avila to go over 16.5 points versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, Trey, I love that play there for you. For my player prop today, it's going to be Noah Thomasson of Georgia to go over his total points going up against Ohio State. I think it's going to be a fast-paced, high-scoring game, and we should honestly see both these teams score 70-plus points. Ohio State, they've been good over a stretch of games, but they have been allowing a ton of points as well, giving up 83 to Cornell and 73 to Virginia Tech. I think Georgia has a better overall team than both of these teams, and they definitely have a better offensive attack than both of these teams. We should see a lot of points in this game from the Bulldogs side. And Noah, the senior this season, he's not ready to be done. In his last game against Wake Forest, he dropped 19 points in that game. He shot 60% from the field, 62.5% from deep. He made 5 of his 8 3-point shot attempts. This is a player that really turned it on towards the end of the season. He scored double-digit points in 15 of the last 18 games, and he's still only averaging 12.9 points per game on the season. He was above 15-plus points on 8 of those last 15 games as well, and he was pushing 20 points on the majority of them also. He's not afraid to shoot the ball, having double-digit shot attempts in 10 consecutive games, and he's also been letting it fly from deep, shooting at least 6 times from the outside in 10 consecutive. I think he's going to rain down some threes on Ohio State, so I'm going to take Noah in this one to go over his total points in a must-win game as the play. Trey, let's go to the graphic. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to go with Indiana State here, minus 3.5 now versus Cincinnati. Went up a point. I still love it. They've been dominating teams in the NIT. They're on a mission. Also going with Robbie Avila to go over 16.5 points versus that same Cincinnati team. I feel like he's going to dance and prance his way to this over here.
Yeah, I'm going to take Georgia plus 8.5. I think it's just a little bit too much for Ohio State to cover there. I think Georgia's playing great basketball, so I'm going to take the points. And then Noah Thomasson over his total points against Ohio State, averaging 12.9 in the season. This one's probably going to come out at 13.5, maybe even 14.5. But I love the number for that senior. Guys, that's going to do it for the NCAA basketball plays and props for Tuesday, March 26th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Super Bowl. We also have 12,000 subs coming right around the bend. We're at 10,200. We're going to give away 2 tickets to anybody to any game they want. NBA, NFL, college basketball. It doesn't matter. We can wait until the new season for NFL. Any game you want to go, whenever we get to 12K, we're going to have that giveaway coming up as well. Leaderboard. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You can click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube, and it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,